adjective revolutionary seems to be a term bandied around our industry with somewhat reckless abandon nowadays. Revolutionary mechanics, revolutionary gameplay, revolutionary graphics. But a revolution, in every sense of the word, is forceful and divisive in nature. SUPERHOT, in itself, is not revolutionary, but the elements are arguably there. But more importantly, it's fun as hell. SUPERHOT's grasp and hold on your attention revolves around one simplistically magnificent hook: time only moves when you do. This seemingly basic premise takes what should be, by all accounts, a by-the-numbers shooter and morphs into something more akin to a turn-based strategy game. Through the integration of a clever interactive tutorial system, SUPERHOT quickly reprograms a player's perspective on how one should engage in combat. Gun-ho charges and snap decision aggression takes a backseat to a methodical and elaborate dance, where the player reads the environment and utilizes everything at hand to emerge combat unscathed. This ask of the player to survive only highlights the sophisticated and subtle design choices at play in SUPERHOT. The minimalist visuals play loosely into the narrative, but more so they convey the game's fantastic visual grammar. White corresponds to the environment, black items are interactable, and red means danger. This use of red for danger is exemplified by enemies being easily identified, but more so, it's in the bullets. The visual grammar of the bullets are perfect. Not only do projectiles have trails leading to identifying where the shooter is, but also reveal the weapon being used, and you deduce this from the spread of the bullets. This sounds simple, but it goes such a long way into making encounters feel fair and leads to moments of true heroism, truly worthy of 80s bombast influences. Alas, this is where SUPERHOT's revolutionary fervor peters out. Great design can't always support a game for long, especially when said game is leaning so heavily on a single non-evolving mechanic. SUPERHOT never really challenges the player by asking them to use the core mechanic in new and surprising ways, which leads to stagnation of play, where the player will undoubtedly find the most effective combination of moves and stick to it. This led to me personally enforcing meta choices on each run, choosing to beat certain levels with a certain weapon, or abstaining from using certain mechanics to always keep the experience fresh. This meta playing approach thankfully is validated by an almost instantaneous respawn upon death, much akin to Super Meat Boy. This allows for free experimentation and eventually perfection for those interested in speedruns and challenges, with minimal downtime and a much appreciated lack of negative reinforcement upon failure. On the topic of meta, SUPERHOT's narrative is another element of the game which initially shows promise, but much like the hook, struggles to remain engaging for long. At first, the narrative feels like it's going to explore the Pavlovian relationship between gamers and the game, or displaced identity and government control a la Cronenberg's Videodrome, but quickly becomes rote with cyberpunk cliches, ultimately never offering anything other than vague illusions due to the decisive lack of context. Overall, SUPERHOT feels like an appetizer, lasting 3 hours at a stretch, but nonetheless a taste of a much grander project to come. What time players do spend with SUPERHOT will be an enjoyable and refreshing experience, well worth the $20 entry price.
Super hot.
And that's about it for this edition of Player Attack. Thanks for watching. Next week, we float merrily down the stream with survival sim The Flame and the Flood, and duke it out with a mammoth or two in Far Cry Primal. In the meantime, you can catch us at playerattack.com. We're on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. And if you've got something you want to say, send us an email, mailbox@playerattack.com, or just hop on our forums. Till next week, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this is Player Attack.